Capital here, and today in this video I'm going to be going over the best biotech ETFs for 2021, in particular the first quarter of 2021, because that is happening now. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for sticking with me throughout this year. I've had some success on this channel. I'm pretty happy, and I appreciate every single one of you that subscribed. So let's get started with biotech companies in general. Biotech companies are companies that use or modify biological processes in order to create new pharmaceuticals or therapies. So it's like technical stocks within the medical field, and there is an actual biotech sector, and it closely is followed right now because of big trends in tech and medical, and biotech companies are working right now to develop vaccines for COVID-19, as we've seen, and some prominent companies include Vertex Pharmaceuticals, which is a big one, and Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, another big company within the biotech sector. The thing about the biotech sector is within this past year, it's actually outperformed the market, and that includes the big gains of the market with about 15% without much inflation to take away from that percentage point. So that means the biotech sector has been strong and been doing well over the past year, and we're going to see it do even better within 2021 with more investors eager to get into this sector and more driven profits within the sector itself. For the first ETF we're going to talk about, it's ARK Genomic Revolution ETF with the ticker symbol ARKG. Some key things you want to look out for with this ETF is their 1 year trailing total return of 134%. Insane, am I right? Yeah, that's a big percentage. Actually, it's big enough where it get people concerned that can they really hold up the growth that they've had so far with this ETF? And the answer is actually yes. They have an expense ratio of 0.75% and do pay an annual dividend yield of 3.2%. So, you're guaranteed that dividend, and they have a 3-month average volume of close to 1 million shares. The assets under management point is $2.8 billion, so it's a pretty big ETF if you want to think of it that way. And they've been on the market since 2014, so there's definitely stability there. Obviously, ARK Investment Management is the issuer and owner of this ETF. And the ETF seeks to invest in companies with significant potential to profit from technological and scientific advancements in gene editing, genetic therapy, molecular diagnosis, and stem cell advantages. The fund invests in biotech stocks with various market capitalizations, but is titled towards smaller firms. Yeah, keep that in mind. And is focused on US biotech companies with strong growth potential. So it's more of a growth stock, a growth ETF, something you want to look out for, buy now for the future, especially with 2021. Up on the list is Principal Healthcare Innovators Index ETF with the ticker symbol BTEC, btech. Basically, this is a pretty good one right here with a 1 year trailing total return of 50%, another high return over the year, way outperforming the market. And they have an expense ratio of 0.42%, which is a bit lower, which is pretty good, but they do not pay a dividend at all and have a 3-month average volume of about 15,000. So it's a lot smaller because their assets are about 100 million and very low volume. So it's not something you want to trade big and heavy, I don't know, but it's definitely a smaller ETF. But the issuer is the Principal Financial Group, and they track the NASDAQ US Healthcare Innovators Index. These are non-mega cap US healthcare companies listed on the NASDAQ, under the US benchmark, and the ETF, and deals with various companies in the market and seeks large cap and less liquid names. They follow a growth strategy focused on companies that are researching and develop innovative machines, therapies, equipment, and facilities. The top 3 holdings of this ETF are Moderna Inc. We know them because of the new vaccine, and Seattle Genetics Incorporation, as well as the Exact Science Corporation for cancer research and detection. The final ETF we're going to be talking about is the iShares Genomics, Immunology, and Healthcare ETF with the ticker symbol IDNA. They have a 1 year trailing total return of 49%, another high one, with an expense ratio of 0.47, so that's a pretty good expense ratio. And they do actually pay a dividend. It's less than 1%, it's 0.85%, but it is a dividend nonetheless. They have a mid-range volume between the other two, with a 3-month average volume of about 55 to 56,000 shares, with an assets management of 158 million. So it's a bit smaller, but you know, it's still got good assets, and they've been in the market since June of 2019. Pretty fresh ETF, but they track the New York Stock Exchange FATSEC Global Genomics and Immunobiopharma Index. Now, this composes of companies with the potential to benefit from the long-term growth and innovation of genomics, immunology, and bioengineering. Another long-term growth stock. The multi-cap ETF invests in biotech companies with a range of market capitalizations. They don't side with either big or small, but they want to follow a blended strategy, holding stocks with growth and value characteristics. It's more of a growth stock, but they do have the value characteristics within. And its top 3 holdings include Mirati Therapeutics, which is another clinical stage company, and Innovate, and Seattle Genetics. So these are the top 3 best biotech ETFs to invest in for 2021 and to look out for within this first quarter for good return. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, follow, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out. Happy New Year, everybody.